You people. You did this, America! So, we have a new Transformers movie here. Transformers Age of Shit. I know it's called Age of Extinction, but I don't care. This movie is dog shit. Alright, so what's it about? Well, the movie takes place 4 years after Transformers Dark of the Moon. The entire cast has been replaced, for better or for worse. Replacing Shia LaBeouf is Mark... What? No! Wahlberg, who plays an inventor living in Texas trying to get his daughter through college. Meanwhile, the US government has marked every Transformer, Autobot or Decepticon, as a threat. Even though the Autobots were the reason they saved the day in the last movie. That's kind of stupid. It's like, hey, thank you for saving the world, now, go fuck yourself. So Mark Wahlberg finds an injured Optimus Prime, who's basically beat up and hiding in his barn. The CIA manages to track down Optimus, but he manages to escape. And along with Mark Wahlberg and his family, join up with 4 other Autobots, Bumblebee, Drift, Hound, and Crosshairs, to find out how and why the US government is hunting and killing all Transformers. If you go to Geeked Out Nation, or go to my other channel, AlexG8462, or even seen some videos here, you know that I do not like the Michael Bay Transformers movies at all. On a whole, the first one I think is okay, but has some problems. 2 and 3 are absolutely awful. They are the most insulting, long, and ugly mainstream Hollywood blockbusters I've ever seen. And Revenge of the Fallen was my nemesis film. Right next to Birdemic, Revenge of the Fallen is my most hated movie ever. Until this movie. I don't know how it happened, but Michael Bay has managed to make a Transformers movie that is worse than Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. So how exactly can this movie be worse than the movie with the 2 Jar Jar Binks robots and the robot testicles? Well, it's a combination of things. Mainly because this movie keeps repeating the same mistakes that we've seen in the past movies. It once again focuses on the human characters, which are not interesting. Mark Wahlberg may be more charismatic, but there are times where I really kind of wish Shia LaBeouf was back. Something I'd never thought I would say, but I don't know. The only thing Mark Wahlberg has is just complaining about how he doesn't approve of his daughter's boyfriend, which gets irritating after 2 hours. It's like, this movie's called Transformers. Why are you focusing on the human characters that we really don't care? Because a lot of the Transformers here are indistinguishable and just come out of nowhere. I mean, the new Transformers here are Lockdown, which is a Cybertronian bounty hunter that helps the humans hunt down Autobots. We don't know much about him. The new Autobots are Hound, Drift, and Crosshairs, which, aside from Crosshairs, are only distinguishable through their design and their voice. Hound is voiced by John Goodman, who sounds so bored in the role. He's only distinguishable because he smokes a cigar, has a beard, potbelly, and is just a gun-wielding Autobot. Drift is voiced by Ken Watanabe, who's designed to look like a samurai, and he always talks about honor and addresses Optimus Prime as sensei, which... it's not incredibly racist, but it is racist in the end. Another factor about this movie is that it is too long. Transformers movies should not be more than an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, even the first movie, I know this isn't the first movie from 1986, but even the animated movie, when it came out, it was just a toy commercial, and yet it was still short and more entertaining. This movie is marking on 3 hours, and the people working on this movie are not smart enough or talented enough to pull off a 3-hour-long movie about 2 robots fighting each other when it focuses on the humans. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, okay, yeah, it focuses on the humans again, some Autobots just come out of nowhere. Hopefully the Dinobots will be cool, right? Because everyone loves the Dinobots. The Dinobots in this movie are literal Deus Ex Machinas. There's a point near the end of the movie where a fight in Hong Kong is getting too out of hand for the Autobots. And just out of nowhere, Optimus Prime finds what he refers to as legendary knights. And they basically become temporary slaves to help the Autobots win the fight. I mean, they don't talk, they're never identified as Dinobots, they're never identified as Grimlock, Slug, Swoop, or Scorn, Scorn being the Spinosaurus one that was created just for this movie. And they're not even given characters. It's just four mindless brutes that transform into dinosaurs. There's nothing cool about that. And yeah, seeing Optimus Prime ride Grimlock, I've always had an issue with this. It looks cheesy. It's really stupid in this movie. It's not that interesting. Plus, I think having the Dinobots in this movie is kind of hypocritical. I mean, Michael Bay kept saying, I'm never going to have the Dinobots in my movie because they're just too stupid, ignoring all the stupid shit he put into the past Transformers movies. Now we got Dinobots, probably to his dislike, I don't know, because they were handled so poorly. And when you poorly handle the Dinobots, you fail. None of the human actors even seemed like they were trying. Kelsey Grammer, who plays the villain, just has this look on his face like, why am I in this movie? Why did I sign that contract? Mark Wahlberg did the best that he could, but it wasn't enough to really save the movie. Stanley Tucci is basically the new John Turturro, someone who's I've always liked, and they just made him this complete dickhead, just like John Turturro in the first Transformers movie. The worst actor is the guy who plays Mark Wahlberg's daughter's boyfriend, who is so bad that he needs to never act again. He is just awful playing a Texas driver from Ireland who has an Australian accent. Wrap your mind around that. But I don't know. The girl who plays Mark Wahlberg's daughter, who's probably more known for playing Katara in M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender, is the best actor in the movie next to Wahlberg. Which is not to say she's good, because she's not. It's just, that's, I don't know. Stupid movie. There are so many other problems with this movie that I don't want to go into, because some of them dip into spoiler territory, which I'm not going to do a spoiler-filled review for this movie. Once I finish this review, I'm done talking about Transformers until the end of the year, because right now this is the worst movie I've seen all year. And what makes this worse than Revenge of the Fallen, what ultimately makes this the worst of the bunch, is that this is movie 4. It's nearing 3 hours long, has nothing to say, and just keeps repeating the same mistakes from the past movies. It's just unexcusable. I'm not even angry at this anymore. I'm too tired to be angry, so I'm going to casually say this movie can go burn in hell. And you've heard it right here. I will never, ever watch another Transformers movie in the theater if it's connected to this series. I don't even care if they get rid of Michael Bay and hire a new director. This series is a lost cause, and it is just damaged beyond repair. Burn in hell, Transformers Age of Extinction. And that is my review for Transformers Age of Extinction. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. Subscribe to my channel for more stuff in the future. Check out my other channel, AlexG8462. You can find links to my Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram accounts on my YouTube page. Go check me out on Letterboxd.com and Geeked Out Nation for all of my written movie reviews. Share me with your friends and tell them about me. And remember to know it before you see it. This is the real Mr. Robinson, and I'll see you guys later.